This is Sound City. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's a city, it's a city.
Hello, citizens. It's a happy day after a good weekend win by Orlando City. It's your normal crew on Sound City. We got Chris and Brandon, of course.
How you guys doing? Good to be back. Thanks for listening.
And like I said, bro, it's actually a happy Tuesday, and I actually want to talk about Orlando City because they're coming off a big win away, and they didn't even give up a goal, which I was actually surprised about, to be honest.
And against a tough squad and in a tough place.
Mm-hmm.
Portland's a tough place to play in, and we came away with 3 points.
A big 3 points, because now we went from
points.
6th to 3rd, as Orlando City is in 3rd now. And if playoffs were to start, we would be in the playoffs, which is always the goal. And a quick recap of the game: Kyle Larin scored with an assist off Kevin Molino.
First goal of his career.
Goal, yeah. And you were saying that he should have had even a
Should've
second
had
one.
two.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it was actually before the goal he scored.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was actually like 2 minutes.
2 minutes before, right?
Yeah.
And Kaká got actually very lucky. I was very upset that he missed that penalty, first of all, because I don't know where he was kicking and what he was doing, but
the encroachment call.
God was on our side,
yep.
And we got the encroachment call, which I don't think I've ever seen, maybe one time.
I've only seen it once.
And of course, it gets called for Kaká, and the second time he kicked it beautifully, though.
Oh, of course, he's not going to miss
No
twice.
one was stopping that penalty.
He's not going to miss the penalty twice.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But if you're the goalie, man, I would feel so upset.
It sucks.
He blocked Kaká's kick, and then they get the encroachment call, and then they go up 2-0 because Portland was pushing.
They were
pushing, and I was scared that they were going to equalize, especially in those late fragile minutes where Orlando City seems to be very weak in those the end of the games. I was scared that they were going to tie one, but then that second goal.
But a good turnaround now, as we lost 2 in a row in the 90th minute.
Yep.
Now we are the ones that get the late goal,
mm-hmm.
and to
put the stamp,
win.
to put the stamp on the win.
Finalize the win, and I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good game. Ricketts played pretty well.
He actually played better. I must say, he didn't have a stellar performance. He didn't. If I say who had the best performance was Aurelian Collin. That guy was that guy's stud everywhere. In the back. He was everywhere. Like
that guy's everywhere, and I think Aurelian Collins one of the probably the most underrated player in the MLS.
I could see that. He does get his recognition. He does.
But I feel like not as many people know about him.
Right.
Because I think he's one of the better players in the MLS. Definitely one of the best defenders.
I definitely agree with that, and I think he has a very good chance of being an MLS All-Star.
Oh, for sure. For
mm-hmm.
the second year in a
row. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now we look ahead. We're in that third spot. We look ahead to now Columbus Crew. We play the 18th, which is Saturday. And that's going to be an interesting game because they're in 6th. They're kind of, a dangerous team in the fact that we don't really know what to expect from them. But Orlando should, have this one down.
Yeah, an away game as well.
Oh, yeah.
But everything's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Ribeiro, obviously, up top. But
huge loss.
I feel like maybe...
you think it's a blessing in disguise? Is that what you're saying?
I think Larin's going to get his
I know you love Larin.
I love him. I think he's going to be a stud.
Just like I loved Ribeiro.
Exactly. But I like that Larin's getting his chance.
Do you think Larin's really going to stay there the whole time? Because the whole Luis Fabiano thing, like we spoke about already.
Well, it all depends on if Luis Fabiano comes, he's going to be the starting striker. But... I think Larin can grow into something, very well.
You think Larin had that in the back of his mind in this last game, and was thinking, "Oh man, I gotta show up.
Yeah, I want this position." You know what? He plays with want.
Mm-hmm.
He plays with desire, and I really like that about him. It's part of the reason I like him so much is that he gives it his all, and he does want. He wants this starting position. He knows he has Ribeiro. He has Roches there too. And 2 young guys. These are 3 young guys. I don't think one of them's over 23. I think Ribeiro's the oldest one at 22.
22, right?
Yeah. And he knows that he doesn't have his work cut out for him. He's got to work hard for this starting spot. And
because they've already shown that it's not a spot that's, hey, you're guaranteed.
Yeah, Roches started the first game, right?
Yeah.
And then Ribeiro started all the other ones. and
Until he got hurt, yeah.
It's been a little carousel.
Yeah, at
So,
striker.
Yeah,
But we're
hopefully he can give us some stability up there,
Mhm.
and which I'm looking forward to as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. I mean, to give us some stability up top would be great.
I love his hustle. His hustle is, like you said, I think his greatest gift right now, and the fact that he actually runs back and forth
Right, and
is something that's the new 9, the new striker. Like
and
I was
his
saying.
and his toughness. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
So he's hustling, but he's also playing tough, and he's playing rough, and I like it. And he still has a little bit of finesse in him when he's on the offensive side. So I think he could be something great for us. And they also have Roches didn't even play this weekend. Laren got subbed out by Carlos Rivas.
Rivas, yeah.
Who was supposed to be a forward, but he's been playing midfield
Mhm.
as a sub lately. But
Adrian, he just sees something he likes there.
I was looking at Laren, and he actually practiced. He had a training period in Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg too.
Yeah. So he's had some experience.
So
now.
he's gotten that Europe experience, the German league, which is they're phenomenal at making strikers.
Wolfsburg too. That's
Yeah,
that's one of
Wolfsburg's
my,
they're good. They're a good German team that's
Yeah.
sleeper kind of. You know?
I like them.
Yeah,
them
I
a
like
lot.
their team with Shirley and De Bruyne.
Yeah,
That team
their
is
squad.
They're pretty nice. But back to Orlando City. Imagine if Orlando City didn't lose to DC United in the 90th minute.
Oh, we'd be in first place
We'd be
right
in
now.
first
in the
right
East.
now, yeah, because we're trailing right now DC United and the New York Red Bulls.
Right, even with a tie, even
Mhm.
if the game would have just stayed 0-0, they'd only have
8
8
points.
points, and we'd have 9.
We'd have 9, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were seeing the power rankings today, and New York Red Bulls are actually number 1 in the power rankings.
They're playing really well.
They're playing phenomenal ball. They really are. I really don't even know what it is to say. I don't have any knock on them really. They're striking and their mid is incredible. I think their only drawback is maybe their defense, because Bill Hamid hasn't really been doing that well.
Yeah, no, he's been playing bad at keeper.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
but he'll turn it around.
He will.
And that's a good team. That's a team that Orlando's got to watch out for. Maybe in the playoffs, if we can meet them. It's gonna be a tough.
And the other new expansion team, New York City, they're at 7 right now.
Struggling.
They're
but,
struggling
you
a
know,
little bit, yeah.
It's the expansion team woes.
Mhm.
Do they get anybody during the summer?
Who? New York City?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're getting Frank Lampard. So
That could hopefully help
That's-
turn
that-
it around.
I feel that's their missing link right now. I've been saying that from
In
the
the
beginning
midfield.
in the mid, and Frank Lampard knows how to hold it
Yeah,
down.
I
He's
think-
an experienced player. He knows how to set up plays.
I feel like Mix is trying to do too much right there, right in the middle right now. Definitely the missing piece, because on the right you have Grabavoy,
Mhm.
and on the left you have Mix, and just that missing piece is a center mid, which Frank Lampard would obviously fill perfectly, hopefully for them, and they'll pick it up. I think they'll be a playoff team when playoff time comes around.
They could be. Why did I say Bill Hamid was the keeper for the Red Bulls? It was actually Robles. Why was I thinking
Hamid?
Hamid?
Is for
Why was I thinking Hamid?
I'm not sure who Hamid is for. We can check that really quick.
No, Bill Hamid is for DC United. That's
DC,
why.
there
I was
it is.
thinking DC. I don't know why I thought Bill Hamid was on over there. Whatever. He was the keeper of the year, by the way. Bill Hamid.
Bill Hamid?
Yeah.
He was over Ramondo last year? I thought. Oh, Ramondo won it the year before.
won it the year before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Hamid won it this last year. But yeah, we also had good soccer in the UEFA today. We had who played? Juventus Monaco.
They won
Juventus
1-0
1-0.
on the Arturo Vidal
And then
penalty.
Yeah, the penalty, which was taken perfectly. But that penalty was controversial. I don't really know if it was a penalty. They kind of both fell in the box.
Yeah,
It was It was iffy. I wouldn't have called it if I was the ref.
I just
You were
feel like-
saying
I
that
feel
it was
like
a penalty, but-
because the only reason I think it was a penalty because the trip was not on purpose.
Right,
It
but
was
I
a
feel
mistake.
it was like it was an incidental trip.
Yes,
Exactly.
it was.
They were just running and then they
was,
just fell.
but I feel like the chance to score was too great. Not even if it was a mistake, you can't make that mistake. And I feel like the chance to score for Juventus on that play was great. I mean, it was a
True.
one-on-one.
He was the
way
last
ahead of him.
defender. Yeah, he was the last defender. But I don't agree with that call because, like I said, if it's incidental, I don't think you should call that. If it's just part of the game, you're running and you trip. Oh well, that happens, you know.
Right, but that's a
and
tough one.
to call a penalty in such an important game, I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't have called it. I would have just let play resume, let it be like nothing happened. And I mean,
I don't know if I could have done that. I had to give the. I think it was.
I guess I'm more of a
called.
lenient ref.
Yeah, no, I was. I definitely think that with that chance, especially in soccer, you don't get many chances to score. So this was definitely, a chance that you have to give it to them. You have to. It was too much of a.
And the other game was a heated game between Real
We were
Madrid
watching
and
it here.
Atletico Madrid, and man, blood was even on the pitch.
Yep.
People were slapping and punching each other. It was,
And Mandzukic was at the heart of it all.
yeah, he was. He
was-
really. Him and Sergio Ramos had a
Yeah,
little
they were
affair going on or something.
And Carvajal too.
Yeah. Carvajal was the one who was really
Going
upset.
at it, yeah.
He's the one who actually punched him in the chest and had.
It was a slap.
It was
what a
punch,
flop.
bro. It wasn't that much of a flop. I mean, he did get hit. It was just
like
30 seconds later
yeah,
that
that's
he
a
fell.
That was ridiculous.
But
0-0
0-0
draw.
is a 0-0 draw. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. And Atletico Madrid just has Real Madrid's number. They haven't
No,
beaten
they
them in the
haven't.
last 6 matches.
Yep. And I think wasn't it 3 in a row that Atletico had actually won up until today?
Well, I know their last match they beat them like
4-0.
4-0.
Yeah. And Real was dominating today, to be honest.
They had most possession. They were touching the ball. And
It was just they didn't come through when they needed to. I think Benzema had a really bad game. But 3 guys shined today. Gareth Bale also had a bad game.
Yeah, I don't know. Gareth Bale had that opportunity to score and put them up 1-0 with
And
the
he-
away goal, and he squandered it. I don't know what happened. Oblak did make a beautiful save, but I mean, I just don't see how Gareth Bale, a world-class finisher, doesn't finish that.
But we do have to give credit where credit is due. Cristiano played a great game.
Correct.
Varane played fantastic.
I think him and Sergio Ramos were the players of the match because they were the ones that really held it down back there.
And I have to give it to I have to also put Marcelo.
Marcelo,
up there.
yeah, Marcelo.
Because Marcelo was everywhere. He was all over the pitch, going after balls everywhere, making plays defensively and offensively. And that's my play of the game.
Mm-hmm. Marcelo?
Because he was just fantastic. Yeah, it was without him, I feel like the team would have been lost at times.
I gave it to Sergio Ramos just because that there's a crucial play at the end where if Sergio Ramos was not there on top of Mandzukic, it's a goal. And,
Oh, yes,
and
of
they
course.
take it.
Of course.
They take that 1-0 win. That's why I just gave it to Sergio Ramos. Another thing that's good about this week is that we're finally seeing the playoff picture in basketball come into effect. And we have, the last game is tonight?
No.
Or tomorrow?
Wednesday is the final day.
Tomorrow. So tomorrow's the last day.
Yeah.
And our Heat they're looking grim right now.
Well, we need some luck on our side.
We
need
need a
Indiana
lot of luck
to
on
lose.
our side.
Indiana to lose.
Because the Celtics have it
Twice. They need
Yeah,
to
they-
lose twice. They got to lose tonight and on Wednesday.
Mhm.
They play the Wizards tonight and then Memphis on Wednesday. And we need the Celtics to lose.
Well, the Celtics have it already, don't they?
I mean, not the Celtics. I'm sorry. We need Brooklyn
to lose,
to,
yeah. Because they're on a, 3-game or 2-game losing streak or
Yeah,
something like
we
that?
need them to lose to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to beat the 76ers, which we
76ers.
should win. We should get a W. We should be able to do our part.
Yeah, but remember what happened last time?
Well,
We were up, 24 at one point?
Yeah, against the Bulls.
Mm.
Yep. We had a 19-point lead.
Or 19-point lead.
Yeah,
and
in the
then,
second half.
So, I don't know. Leads kind of scare me with the Heat right now.
There's also a tough battle. So that's the race for the eighth.
Mhm.
But there's a rough battle for second right now in the West.
In the West, dude, yeah. There's, 4 teams tied for it right now?
Three.
Three?
I think it's
Three? It's the Rockets,
the
Spurs.
Rockets, Spurs, and I think
Is
Portland.
Portland? Yeah, I think it's Portland, too.
And Spurs have been.
Well, they're playing the
turning
best
it up
defense
as of
I've
late.
seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's
Their
just
defense is-
Kawhi Leonard is just demolishing everything. Yeah, everybody is defensively and offensively. He's just playing. He's leading the team.
Well, that Spurs team they just know how to play as a team.
But Kawhi's that X factor. Spurs are in
Spurs
second. They
are
took the
second,
lead
yeah.
yesterday with
Mhm.
their win. But Kawhi's been that X factor because I don't know. I don't think without Kawhi they would still be a 7 seed because let's not forget just a month ago we were thinking about San Antonio and OKC as the most dangerous 7 and 8 seeds.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this jump with Kawhi Leonard because it's been his play.
presence. Yeah, his play has been
It-
really good.
You know, jumping from 7th
Yeah,
to 2nd in the West.
in the West, which is
Not in
ridiculously
the East,
hard.
in the
yeah,
West.
which is more hard than in the East. But Brandon, what's up? What were you saying? We have someone who had a question.
Yeah, hey everybody, how's it going? We actually have a user question. One of our citizens answered back to us.
Whoa, yes.
Parkour Paul from Miami, Florida asked us, if you go and look at game-by-game stats combined with the importance to their respective teams, who is your MVP? Curry, Harden, or Russell Westbrook? Are we looking at a three-way tie? And what are the separates each from the other?
Wow, what a great question, and thank you for submitting that question. Thank you for listening. If by that question where he said if we look game by game stats and importance to a player, my MVP
Importance
no
to a
doubt.
team.
Or importance to a team. I'm sorry, a player who has the most importance to their team. You've got to go with Russell Westbrook.
No.
I think you have to.
I disagree. You narrow it down to 2 players, and only one of them is on that list
Can you
he just asked us.
Wait. Can you just tell me who has the most triple doubles since Jordan?
But importance to a team.
Exactly.
Let me ask you. But are the Thunder in the playoffs?
No, but that's okay. See, that's a
You
thing.
can't get-
That's
you
a thing.
cannot
Okay,
give the MVP
correct. You're
to a
right. If
non-playoff
he's
team.
not in the playoffs, if they make the playoffs,
the
though.
most important player to a team has been either James Harden, because without James Harden,
he's
they're
definitely
without Dwight Howard.
Correct.
They've been without Dwight Howard. Without James Harden, that team does not make the playoffs.
correct. Okay,
See, we
see,
look at Russell Westbrook. Even with him, they don't make the playoffs. They might not make the playoffs. All New Orleans has to do is win.
what does
tomorrow.
that show you? Even with Russell Westbrook, they're struggling to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
If they don't have Russell Westbrook,
But what I'm saying is that he hasn't been.
they're a 15-win
He
team.
hasn't been the you know he hasn't led that team single-handedly to the playoffs. You
But-
have to look at James Harden has been there all year long. I don't think he's missed a game, and he's averaged almost 30 points a game.
He's also taking 500 more shots than
But it doesn't
everybody
matter.
else on the Rockets.
He's the
I-
the person leading that team to the playoffs, and not even just to the playoffs, to a possible 2 seed.
Correct.
And it's just been ridiculous what he's done. Now, my other man
Steph,
that's not on that list. No.
Oh, no?
He's not even on that list. Is LeBron James.
dude,
Because
no,
you could
no,
say all this, but
No.
without LeBron James,
no,
that team does not make the playoffs.
no.
You want to
no.
look at
I
importance
have
to
to
a
disagree
team.
with you.
You want to look by importance to a team, because that's what the MVP is. Without LeBron James, what was that team last year? Because you can't say Kevin Love the addition. Kevin Love hasn't done anything. Without that,
All right, but that's because
Without-
LeBron's there, though.
but let me ask you.
Who knows what
let
would
me
have
ask
happened
you,
if LeBron's
let me
not
ask
there?
you, is
With
that
K-Love?
team the number 2 seed and the NBA final favorite without LeBron James? Where are they without LeBron James? I say 7 seed.
I would say 6
They
seed,
also
maybe.
don't get.
But-
They also don't get J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, and Mozgov without LeBron being there, because LeBron being the master of the NBA that he is, he brought in all those players. So it's honestly a 2-man race for me.
No, I don't
And
give
it's
it. I don't
Harden
give it to
because
LeBron
Harden's
James.
been the best player in the NBA.
Let me add to that question then. What team is affected most by taking out that player?
Oh.
Is that your MVP? Is that where you're going off of?
No, but I'm going by what he asked: importance to a team and game-by-game statistics. LeBron's
Well, game-by-game
averaging
statistics.
25, 7, and 7.
which is still not a LeBron year.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But then
he's
you
still-
can't say he's the most.
But he's still leading that team, and he's still getting.
But
He's
that's
the
because
reason that
he
team is a 2
okay,
seed.
listen. He is the greatest NBA player on planet Earth right now, for sure. But does he deserve MVP? No, I don't think he deserves MVP. Just because I think because we put a lot of pressure on him and we expect so much from
And
him.
he's still being
And he's
great.
still great. No doubt. But if you take away him from the team, they still have Kyrie Irving, who's a baller. And they still have Kevin Love, who's a baller too. And I still think, who knows, I agree with you that maybe if LeBron wasn't there, that trade would have never gone down. But they have their players. They have them.
I understand.
You know
But-
what I'm saying?
But
So-
he's been the most valuable player to a team. You can't say Westbrook.
You can say Westbrook. How
You
can you
can't.
not say Westbrook?
You can't because
How-
he has
most valuable player.
He doesn't help his team.
He obviously does,
He
though.
doesn't though, because they
Okay, he doesn't help his
wouldn't-
team.
They would be a playoff team right now. With that squad, you
No,
put
but
LeBron.
listen,
let me
listen,
ask you a
listen,
question. Let me
listen.
ask you a question. You put LeBron James on the OKC Thunder.
Dude, you put
Where are
LeBron.
they- wait.
You put LeBron on any team though.
I understand,
LeBron
I
is the
understand.
greatest player on the planet,
But-
like I said.
But you put LeBron James on the Thunder. Do they make the playoffs?
No doubt,
Okay,
no doubt.
just
but that's
because LeBron would lead that team, because even with his play anywhere, it doesn't matter. He will still be 25, 7, and 7.
okay, but still, I just think we're not
It's
like
just-
you said. James Harden, I feel, is a better pick than LeBron James, just because of all the things you told me. I think James Harden is above LeBron James. But in my opinion, and off of his question, where we're looking at stats from a game-to-game basis and a player who's most valuable, which is what the award is, if you take away Russell Westbrook from that team and you just look at his numbers, you cannot say he's not deserving. Yeah, his team isn't in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, I think he's for sure the MVP. If they don't make the playoffs, I agree that he's not the MVP. I
think
agree
either
with
way,
that.
I don't think you could give an MVP to a 8th seed team. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
it has to either go.
And I don't like that. That's the criteria though, that you have to make the playoffs.
Well,
I mean, it is a valid
but
criteria.
that's the point of most valuable player. Is
no,
that
it's
you
not.
Were able,
No, it's not, because
that's ridiculous.
basketball is a team sport.
exactly.
Exactly.
Baseball, it's
Most
not
valuable
given.
player.
Exactly. In baseball, look at that. In baseball, you have the one player who's actually the most valuable player to his team.
And it's almost always a playoff team.
That's not
It's
always
almost
true.
always one of the best players on one of the best teams. Clayton Kershaw was MVP last year on the best team in the NL, and Mike Trout was the MVP in the AL for the best team in the AL. And you go back to last year, it was Miguel Cabrera on the best team in the MLB.
Well, he was just the best player.
And McCutchen on a playoff team, who led that playoff team, Pirates, to their first playoff berth. And it's just
See, but exactly, that's why McCutchen was the most valuable player, because you take him away from the Pirates. What were the Pirates? Nothing.
But you take away the Russell Westbrook from the Thunder, they're the same place where they are right now.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah.
like a 12-win to 15-win
But
team,
they're still not
dude.
a playoff team.
All right,
They're-
but
what
see,
are they
you're
right
putting
now? They're a 40-win team.
you're putting the playoff criteria over individual stats, which is what the MVP
It's-
award
it's
is,
that-
an individual
I'm
stat.
not.
This is a heated discussion. I'm gonna have to cut it off. Because of our new system. But Thursday, Paco, I hope you keep listening. We'll continue answering the question, and all you citizens keep chiming in and tell us who your MVP is. But I do have to add one more thing. So the stats are in Steph Curry's favor.
Oh, Steph Curry, of course.
Because I was reading up on it, and the last 13 teams that win 65 games, the leading scorer on that team has won the MVP 10 out of the 13 times.
The odds are in his favor.
Oh, for sure.
I
I just
when
don't
I'm-
see that he's not the most valuable player for
Where
me.
I'm coming
because
from-
he's not the most valuable player on his team. But
we'll continue.
We'll continue it, we'll continue
He's
it.
the most valuable player on this team.
well, he is.
Super Bowl.
But I'm saying I don't think without him they're a bad team. You know what
They're
I'm
still a
saying?
playoff team.
Of course. They're not number one, but they're a playoff team. And anyway, so with that, guys, continue to listen to us. We're gonna have this discussion on Thursday as well, and keep sending us your questions and feedback, because we love it. And look, we just got into a heated discussion about this. I can't even look at Chris right now.
Guys, keep an eye out tomorrow. USA Mexico. It's
Right.
gonna be a good game.
Hopefully it plays. Mexico was thinking of pulling out, but
Mexico's thinking about pulling out. I didn't know
because
about
of
that.
the state of the pitch at the Alamo Dome.
The Alamo
Oh
Dome.
wow.
Mhm.
USA's
Okay.
confident about that going through.
And
But yeah, keep an eye out for that, and
Thursday we'll have highlights about it if
Yep.
the game goes down.
for sure, and we'll have our little NBA playoff preview
Mm-hmm.
for sure, because the playoffs will
Then
be set by
we'll be
then.
set by then. Yeah. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed to us on YouTube, do that. We're at Sound City Podcast. Shoot us Twitter messages at Sound City PC, or shoot us an email. We answer both, and we look at them all the time at soundcitypodcast@gmail.com. Our SoundCloud's acting weird because we're not rich, so we can't upload any more hours to it. I don't know why they do that. It's weird.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It really is. But I mean, it happens. But yeah, we'll see you guys Thursday, and goodbye, citizens.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.
Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you couldn't wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord.